Hey guys, so wonderfully beautiful outside right now. Thought I'd take a little stroll. And on this stroll, I think we should talk a little bit about ancestral trauma. So I got a couple questions for you. Do you feel like your family just doesn't seem to understand you? This already sounded like some kind of sales pitch. But no, seriously, do you feel like you're kind of like the odd one out of your family? Like, it seems like you're adopted or something. Like, you're on this spiritual journey, and then everyone else is kind of trying to force you back into society's box. Do you feel like your family is constantly toxic towards you and negative about the way you're changing? Oh, you're different. Oh, you're not how you used to be. Personally, I've had these experiences much more intensely even this past year due to my greater spiritual awakening. I've always been really kind of aware of something being off, in this world. But if you do feel like all of those things, more than likely you're what they call a black sheep of the family. And basically, you came into your family to help them heal these ancestral traumas, to help them realize to see a different vibrational perspective, a higher vibrational perspective. So your job is not to conform, obviously, since you've chosen the different path. It's probably why you're ending up watching this video as well. Chosen the more spiritual path. But your job is to maintain that high vibration and to keep pursuing it, and in the meantime heal all the traumas that you may have been presented to by your family. Everything, all the pain. Where is your greatest pain lying with your family? In what area did they cause you the most hurt? In what area of life do you struggle the most? Can you track that back to your family in some sense? For example, I guess I may just have to use a personal example because nothing else is coming to me. For my family, my dad was overly critical of me, and I observed in his lineage with his own father and his own mother that he may have faced similar things throughout his childhood, just based upon how my grandfather would act. And it was more than just that, really, but we'll just keep it at that for now. And that translated to creating this egoic sense, this defense mechanism where we build up our own egos in an effort to protect ourselves. And that translated to me because I ended up doing the same. And this manifested through various patterns in my life that kept reflecting this to me, mainly through sports and competitive scenarios, in which I took it as an absolute insult or an absolute attack on my own well-being, pretty much, on everything about me, when someone either gave me any sort of criticism or challenged me athletically or competitively in any sort of way, because I felt like my whole value depended on overcoming the criticism, overcoming someone's negativity towards me, and I constantly fought against that. But once I started tracking that back to my family, I started realizing that I don't need to fight. I just got so tired of all this fighting and suffering that I was like, this doesn't make sense. I don't have to prove myself to anyone or anything, especially not to my dad. I don't have to prove anything. And this all pretty much changed in college when I decided to go against his advice of, becoming a mechanical engineer and all that, or engineer. I was still an industrial engineer, to be fair. But I didn't choose industrial engineering. That's not what I mean by going against the grain. I started out as industrial engineering, and then I changed. And then that was obviously very disappointing for him. I changed into something else along, more financial side. And to be honest, I'm not doing much with the college degree that I earned. That was just the first step in defying my dad's expectations and going against the common grain. But anyways, when you choose to live authentically, to start healing yourself, you are backed by all of your ancestors of the family in which you chose to incarnate in. They are fully encouraging you and supporting you with love to realize these traumatic cycles that have been repeating. And other forms of these can be in aggression, people pleasing, alcoholism. My dad was able to break that cycle because that affected him so much as a child. Because my grandfather actually had a problem with alcohol, and he was actually able to break that. But there are other things that he wasn't, and that I was able to notice, and I'm still noticing many more things as we're constantly healing. The more you start realizing your unconscious reactions, the more you can understand your traumas, because your unconscious reactions are based in these traumas. Okay. That's pretty much what I wanted to say. I mean, you chose your families. Remember that. You chose as a soul. You chose to come into some family and learn the lessons provided by that family. And pain can be the biggest catalyst for us because we don't want to suffer. That's how you know God is love, because suffering doesn't feel good. We want to feel love. We want to be happy. We want to be peaceful or at peace. And we want to heal. Right? We want to recognize the union between everyone. But sometimes, with toxic family members and how they act towards you, you're not going to be able to change them. Some might realize the journey you're on and fully awaken to their true God self, but you're not going to be able to change your people in your family, and this applies to everyone you meet. Those that want to change will change. Those that want to wake up will wake up. It is their complete free will to remain asleep. So I'll show you guys the lake real quick. I don't think I can flip it. Oh, this is crazy. Hold on. There you go. You get a front camera view of the lake. But so the best thing you can do, because obviously you still want to provide self-love, right? You matter. So sacrificing yourself in an effort to awaken these people and help them heal is not in your best interest or their best interest, to be honest. So sometimes you just have to love someone from a distance. Okay? So this doesn't mean spiritual bypass all problems and completely leave your family and go live in the woods by yourself. But it does mean that if you constantly find yourself having your vibration lowered by an individual in your family because that is just the way they choose to act, that doesn't mean you need to take it. You can love someone from a distance. You can send them loving energy and positive thoughts and prayers. But check out this forest. It's so beautiful when spring comes, in summer, when the leaves start growing. But you can distance yourself from certain people and choose to interact with the people that, match your vibration, match your resonancy. But just know that when you meet a lower vibrational person and you interact with them for more than 10 minutes, it can take a toll on your vibration and create a balance between you two. And how will that balance happen? By that person gaining energy from you, in essence raising his or her vibration, and then lowering your vibration. It's just transfer of energy, described well in thermodynamics through the explanation of heat transfer. It's the same thing with energy. So yeah, really try to think about your own families and how what situation you're in, what lessons did you come to learn, what situation were you born into, because in order to experience something, or in order to learn something, we have to experience the opposite. Okay, so you can't know white without black, and that's just the way this reality is. It's a duality, and then it helps us realize how great non-duality actually is, and that when you're done with suffering, when you're done with the lessons, you realize you don't want it anymore, and you can just choose peace and love. Okay, so I hope you guys found some insights in this video and it helped you in some way, and if it did, please like it and give it a share, and let's help other spiritual beings come into their power. Bye guys.